It started here in 2016 outside Gibson's Bakery in Oberlin. Protesters calling for justice after an employee accused a black student of shoplifting wine inside the store. Wake up! Claims of racial profiling and boycotts followed for weeks. The lawsuit filed by Gibson's accused the college of supporting the protesters' views.
They pretty much shut down the business the university did, or the campus did, by just constantly protesting after the students were accused of stealing. Black students.
Yeah.
A jury agreed, awarding Gibson's $25 million in damages. Owner Lorna Gibson says the turmoil ruined the family name.
We lost so much of the business after the protests that we weren't getting the business, and so I couldn't afford to keep the shelves filled.
Eventually, the 3 students involved pleaded guilty to misdemeanors, saying in court the employee didn't act out of racism.
They actually stole?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
You okay?
Yep.
Everybody at the protest needs to catch that L. And you better reward that money to Gibson. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. And you know what it is? You know what it is? That's what happened when you just go on and you go on a bandwagon because it fits your narrative, right? But you haven't checked the facts before. You ruin businesses and people's lives and shit. And that's what you do. You're going on a bandwagon because it fits exactly your narrative, what you want to push for. Oh my God, I'm against racism and this and that. Do you know all the facts? Were you there? No? All right, let's look at the facts. What happened? People that will lie, they'll have the opportunity to lie, will lie. That's what this motherfucker told me a couple of years ago. At first I was like, nah, motherfuckers will not. Yeah, motherfuckers will lie. Yeah, you think about it, people will lie. If they need to lie to get their ass out, they will lie. They will. Mm-hmm.
They're still waiting for the school to take responsibility.
It was Oberlin College, and they can never admit that what they did was wrong.
In a statement, the college said in part, "We are disappointed by the court's decision. However, this does not diminish our respect for the law and the integrity of our legal system. This matter has been painful for everyone. We hope that the end of the litigation will begin the healing of our entire community." Meanwhile, Gibson says it looks forward to moving past this, serving customers for the last 138 years. Its doors, they say, are open to everyone.
We've always treated everybody properly, and that's all we just wanted. That's all we wanted from the start, just to continue on our lives and keep the store going.
So, this is where the next part comes in. There's a response from Oberlin College.
This video is brought to you by Surfshark. Hey, sometimes you want to watch certain videos from other countries, and you can't because your country is not allowed. I know. Well, you need to get yourself a VPN changer. A VPN changer is something that's gonna change the location of your computer. I'm from Canada and our Netflix is nice, but it's not like the US Netflix or the UK Netflix or any Netflix around the world. And sometimes I wanna be able to enjoy that content. Well, I just teleport my computer with the VPN changer wherever I want it to be, and I can enjoy whatever content I want. And now if you go on the link below, you use the code Abba and Preach, you're going to be able to save 83% and have 3 first month for free. I know. Go right now, click on the link below, and let your computer travel. And you will enjoy all the content that you want.
And tonight we're taking a closer look at the lawsuit between Gibson's Bakery and Oberlin College after the college was accused of branding the bakery as racist and encouraging protests outside. Today, a Lorain County judge reduced the judgment in the case from $44 million to about $25 million. And that's because of a cap on punitive damages in Ohio. This case dates back to November 2016 when 3 black students were arrested for assaulting owner David Gibson's son, Alan, who is white, after he caught one of the students shoplifting. Protests ensued over accusations of racial profiling. Well, earlier this week, we had the attorneys for the Gibsons on this show, and tonight we welcome Oberlin President Carmen Twilley Amber and defense attorney Rochelle Cesar.
Now, mind you, the students involved who did the shoplifting admitted to doing the shoplifting, and there was no racial profiling involved. So they pled guilty and basically had their stuff reduced, but they did plead guilty, admitted to stealing, and it turns out they did do it. So This is the person who runs Oberlin College speaking out.
Thank you so much, both of you, for being here tonight.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
You know, I want to start off by saying, President Ambar, you were not at Oberlin College at the time of this original incident. When you look back now, would you have handled things differently if you were, and how?
You know, people ask me that question a lot. It's a complicated question because having been a college president for 11 years, when you sit in the seat, you know that you don't have all the facts on the ground. And so now we're looking at this incident 3 years later, essentially, with all the facts. And so it's hard to know whether I would have done things differently because what they knew at the time sort of drove them to make the decisions that they made. And we now have a different set of information.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You guys have been very vocal in recent days, just talking about how you disagree with the jury's decision and also the legal principles around this lawsuit. Can you explain why?
Right. Well, I will let our attorney talk about it a little bit, but I do think that this is really about the speech of students and whether a college should be held responsible for the speech of students. And there's oftentimes speech that's permissible speech, First Amendment speech that we allow folks to make. But this is also about a claim that this was impermissible speech. But fundamentally, did the college make it? Did the college produce the flyer? Did the college produce the Senate resolution? And the answer to that is no. And that's why it can have a chilling effect on speech, because what we would have to do to constrain students and faculty and staff, just in case we might be liable for that speech, will be constraining people's First Amendment rights.
Okay, so this is where the obfuscation comes into play. The court made no determination regarding the activities of the student. It found that the college administration, in particular Meredith Raimondo, had libeled the bakery. Meredith used her position to organize the protests. She's part of the faculty. And she and another staff member were found to have handed out the flyers to the members of the public. The flyers are basically denouncing the bakery, say don't go there, and what they've done and how racist it was. Okay? Photographers that testified that they were both doing that. Another staff members made copies of the flyers for distribution. Meredith also made interference with the business relationship by ordering the suspension of existing orders from the bakery until their demands concerning how the bakery dealt with the shoplifters, who also happened to be Oberlin College students, were met. Basically saying, like, we're going to suspend all orders from this bakery because this bakery's right in front of the college until you guys change the way. So them trying to claim that they had nothing to do, what?
That's not what was said. It's not until we know what happened with the robberies.
No. Until there's a change with how things were dealt with the shoplifters.
Okay.
But they did shoplift. So the college was 100% implicated. So her doing all this legal speak is her defense attorney coaching her, trying to come up with something. But it's not the facts of the case.
Yes.
Her college, she's trying to say, students have a right to free speech. That's not what the court case. Court case said, no, bitch, your faculty, your members were part of this whole thing, and they represent the university. When they're using company tools to make the libel, right?
They're part of it.
They're part of it.
You're part of it.
So to me, watching this, it was very interesting. On one hand, I'm very happy that one, the bakery took on some lawyers, two, that they won their case, and three, that the facts came out. In the end, I think folks, in an effort to want to be woke or whatever it is, or be on the right side of history, or jumping the gun on something that shouldn't have been jumped the gun on. You ask any person who's a minority and they find out someone shoplifted, they wouldn't be here talking about, like, it's unjust to charge them for shoplifting. No, you stole. You stole, and you also assaulted the person who was trying to catch you stealing. You got to go. You got to hold the accountability for that.
You can catch these charges.
You're not 10, you're not 12, you're not 14, you're not 17 or 18. You're in college, you're 3 years in, you're going to hold that L.
Catch these charges.
Come on now. Come on. I'm all for denouncing things when they're unjust. But you are out here with your hands in the wrong cookie jar.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hold that L. So does the university, like you said. Can't you appreciate the way that they're trying to get away from accountability like that?
Mm-hmm.
This free speech just has nothing to do with that.
You hand out flyers, and then you printed flyers, and then you were there. Come on.
Listen.
Chale.
Listen.
Come on.
Being falsely accused of something like that in a smaller community such as theirs can ruin everything.
They gonna fuck you up.
You get looked at completely different within your own community. You feel ostracized. You got people yelling all kinds of stuff at you and your family. Like, yeah, this kind of stuff is absolutely incredibly damaging.
Even
for someone who was thieving and hit and like assaulting, come on, bruh.
Even on a bigger scale, it's damaging. Remember Tommy Hilfiger? There was a rumor that Tommy Hilfiger went on Oprah and said that he would never allow black people to wear his merch. And that's a rumor that was out and about that he went to Oprah and said that. And I have people that I know that said, hey, I saw the interview.
Yeah.
I saw the interview. That man went there and said that. And that rumor was going throughout the 90s. And then late 90s, Oprah did an interview with Tommy Hilfiger. And did you see that one?
No.
When it's actually out there. When
Okay. Was she asked him about it?
she's speaking like, where is that from? I could say, and Oprah's like, I could say, you've never been on this show. This is the first time I'm talking to
That's
you.
that Mandela effect.
So where do we know? Like, I don't know. And the guy's like, the dude was like, I don't know. We hired investigators to see where it was from. We hired all this, all that.
None of that matters.
Try to recoup. No, because the people thought it was that, and they took it and they ran with it.
Good. Let him run. Hey, listen, let me tell you, man, that's like having a girlfriend who get mad at you because you cheated on her in her dreams. But the Mandela effect is real. Some people will like literally brainwash themselves into thinking they saw something that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things. But yeah, be very careful with like accusing somebody with such big labels. When people call folks incels, when people call folks, or when they say race or whatever it might be, all of these words, just be careful. Because the more you use them incorrectly, the more that anyone who uses them subsequently starts to doubt the validity of the words, because we've seen it so many times just be used for no reason. That's all I'm saying. This has a negative net negative impact on society when it comes to these issues. So, anything else?
No.